I want to talk about a bit of a hard topic, past life memories. I have a memory that stayed with me, or a feel that stayed with me ever since I was a little kid, of me sitting on my brother's bed, watching him play some computer game or something, and thinking, oh my God, these people are so primitive, you could lie to them about anything and they'd believe you. And I have a memory that I've been trying to put into words, trying to get into a framework that my mind can comprehend. And I have this weird feeling of having been some kind of system lord that's from Stargate, being some kind of overlord of something that is intergalactic. I'm not absolutely sure if it was just interstellar or intergalactic, but when I think about it and try to access that past life through this life, it feels like it was intergalactic, not interstellar. And I have a feeling that it might have been a empire that stretched some areas of the Laniakea supercluster. And I have a distinct memory of being somebody who doesn't believe that you can connect through God inside this universe. So that these weird magical powers like the knock knock powers and such are illusory, that they aren't real. And I recall being of the opinion that you have to grow a empire that stretches the entirety of this space that we have, this universe, before you can reach God. That you need to be from edge to edge of this space until you can say that you have God in your presence, because then you would have all the matter in your presence. And I have memories of being certain that you cannot use these magical powers inside this universe, that in essence, intuition and emotion and such have no real value. It's not that they should be shunned or considered to be secondary, but that they just have no value. They're emotions, they have no intrinsic value, unlike, for example, a scientific understanding or the ability to do math. They have no universality to them. And I recall thinking that you are supposed to be interested only in growing your domain, becoming richer, but it was not about money. I could convert the entire mass of basically the observable universe at that point into just gold. Maybe not the entire universe, but a very large chunk of it into entirely gold or like platinum or what have you. But I couldn't, at the same rate, have the same level of understanding of its key components. I wouldn't, even if I converted it all into money, I wouldn't understand the people inside it at the same power. So I was trying to expand and understand people, but I was of the opinion that they are misled by emotions. You see this type of personality often on Earth, the atheist archetype, who believes that people who believe in emotions are misled. And I think, based on the psychers I've talked to and the things that I've seen, that I was a warm person. So I wasn't somebody who sidesteps emotion and becomes mean, but I was not valuing of emotion in the universal sense. It was just this is just what you're supposed to do with emotions. You're supposed to enjoy them. I didn't assign divinity to them. And I recall dying, but I can't say from what. I have a faint memory that can be created or attributed to being created later in life. But I have a faint memory of dying from dogs, so that I was fed to dogs. And I have also a faint memory of being a squirrel or a fox, so I may not have been a human. And it just feels like I challenged somebody who has the opinion that God comes from service to others to a duel, like a literal death match. And I was so certain that I would win because it was, to me, just illusionary. It wasn't real power. And I feel like I lost that duel and died and was really surprised by it. And they thought that after I die, I'll just reincarnate into the same position and change things and go like, huh, so that's how it works. Now I'll be good. And they were really surprised when I decided to reincarnate into this backwater planet and go like, I need to study more. And I have, as a result of that, a technical and UFO awareness that far exceeds my time on this planet. It is abilities that seem alien to normal people, but I got them from that timeline basically. And I'm holding back more stuff than you could ever imagine from coming to this world through this connection, like an understanding of how to build warp engines, like in your backyard with a box of scraps. The literal Tony Stark built this in a backyard with a box of scraps like idea, because I have a feeling that I want to be able to accept failing at everything that I ever try, but still being accepted as divine. I want a planet that will teach me that being the lowest and failing at everything is as valuable as being the best and succeeding at everything. So I can access these things, but there seems to be a strong emotion or energy or sense of not getting them to work properly. Like there's always something that goes ever so slightly wrong, like a sense of things not fitting completely. And I have, when I talk with people, I have asked them if they recall my previous life, and some of them say that they recall being people like servants of me, and they describe what I was like and what that life was like. And some of them explain that they missed me so much that they decided to reincarnate on Earth with full memories of who I was so that they can just watch the show and live their own lives, but be a part of the show, to be in understanding of what is going on, to be truly balanced with what they see is perhaps a word. And I, even today, when people talk of needing to expand into the universe so that you can get some kind of weird god power, or building and super advanced AI so that you can get rid of this mess in between you and God, I have such a strong, like, no, don't do that reaction that it's a little disturbing. It's like I have this sense of, oh, these poor people, they have no idea what they're getting into from the point of view of somebody who went through that. Like, like an understanding of how what would be the proper word, how like childish it is to think that if the universe is a simulation, as these people say, that you have to create a simulation in a simulation to reach the powers of godhood inside that simulation. That they need to, that they understand that this is a simulation, and instead of going up in the simulation to talk to the simulator and then say like, I would need these powers, thank you, they create a new level of simulation inside this simulation and then ask that new simulated god to give them powers instead of going one step above. And that is kind of like the illusion I had, where I understood that it is a dreamlike state, but I didn't completely understand it at that point. And thinking that you need to fill the simulation with a simple type of matter, such as humans, before it accepts that it'll give you all the powers of the universe. And this kind of ever expanding bubble of human just feels kind of wrong to me, like we're missing it. It's not strictly that. If we just want to fill the entire universe with humans, we can. There's nothing technically wrong with that. But there's just a sense of offness about it. Like we don't understand that if this is a simulation, like I learned in my previous life, that we can just look up and ask the simulator for stuff. But instead, we go into a deeper level of the illusion or dream just to get a channel between us and God, to in a way, power hack God to create what we want. It'll work. Don't worry about that. But if you raise energy to that level, when it does work and you happen to be wrong about something, it'll be the end of you, instead of just being gently tapped on the shoulder and being told that, oh, that didn't work. So I really can't put it into words, but the sense of having been an overlord and having this desire to expand my domain everywhere so that I can understand everything is a very strong past life, and it connects with this life very well. It informs this life, and in this life I can feel its effects and how it influences me. So I still get a little emotional thinking about it, because I know I left a lot of people behind who loved me, who wanted me to reincarnate in that place, but I chose this. I chose to be a squirrel or a fox and got killed by 2 hunting dogs, and chose those hunting dogs as my parents so that I could understand what they thought. So in hindsight, I might want to choose lives where there is more of an overabundance of love and clarity at the same time. I have chosen difficult lives as of late. But thank you for watching. Bye.